Few months back, we got an email from a company named Aoocci. They told us that they have a device that can be mounted on the motorcycle and it has wireless Android Auto Apple CarPlay. Well, I was thinking this is a good thing to have, and I really tested it out, installed it on my Duke 390, and it was so much fun while I was on my Ladakh trip because it was navigating me through all the roads. Well, we came back from Ladakh and we got one more mail from Aoocci which says now they have an upgraded version of Aooci C5 that is called as Aooci C5 Pro. Now this one also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is wireless. It is 5 inches. It is waterproof. It also gets GPS, TPMS and Dashcam systems, front and rear both. Let's quickly unbox it and then we are going to install it on my friend's motorcycle. In Aooci C5 Pro box, you get a user manual, this 5-inch ana-bonded touchscreen with 3 wires coming from the back for the camera as well as the power. And yes, it has GPS as well. You get 2 cameras front and rear for the dash cam and these 2 TPMS sensors. And with that you also get this power supply which can be directly connected to your battery and an accessory switch to power it on. Now let's install the screen on the motorcycle. First, we are going to see the placement and the positioning of the screen. Once that is decided, we are going to install the mount. So we have decided to install the screen on the left side of the handlebar. First, we are going to install the mount. Once the mount is positioned correctly, then we are going to install the screen on it. Now this mount is completely adjustable. That means you can change the orientation of your screen according to your handlebar. We are installing the screen first because we have to route these 3 wires according to the screen's mounting. The screen is installed and now it's time to install the cameras. First the rear one. So clean the surface where you are going to place it, put in the 3M tape and just stick it. That's it. By the way, you get 2 pairs of 3M cutouts in case you ever want to change the positioning of the camera. And now we'll route the wire cleanly across the bike to the front and we'll keep all the connectors behind the windshield. After installing the rear one, we are going to do a similar thing for the front camera. So we are installing the front camera on the front brake reservoir. You can also install it on the windscreen or on the front mud flap. The only thing you have to make sure is that it captures the complete view. And after the cameras are installed, now it's time to install the power supply cord. We are going to install the power cable in a reverse order. That means we are going to first connect it with the screen and then make our way through to the back. This will help us tuck away the excess wire easily behind the side panels. So first we are going to route the cable, keep the box hidden on the side panel, and now we are going to do the connections. So the red one goes into the positive, the black one goes into the negative, and the yellow one is the switch cable. So it will get connected to the accessory line or the ignition line. And now it's time to turn on the screen. And this is how it looks. And these are the dash cam, the front and the rear. The front one is 4K and the rear one is 1080p. That means full HD. For the dash cam to work properly, we are going to install an SD card. Now make sure that this is an extreme SD card. We are going to use the SanDisk 64GB SD card, and it gets securely tucked away on the bottom side of the screen below the rubber panel. And then there is this plastic plate which is screwed in to completely secure it. And look at the brightness of the screen. The moment you turn it on, it automatically starts to record, and you can see a green light blinking on the right hand side which shows that the dash cam is recording. And when you power it off, it has a small battery inside which takes around 5 seconds to shut down so that it securely saves all the files and then shuts off. And now let's install the TPMS sensors. So in the front, you will install the FW, that is the front wheel A. Install it properly and then use the secure nut to completely secure it. And for the rear one also, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to put in the secure nut first, and then we are going to tighten up the RWB, that is the rear wheel B sensor, and then secure it with the nut. Now we turn on the screen again, go to settings and tire pressure system, and then start pairing. So it might take a few kilometers or some time to pair it completely with both the tires, and when it does, you can see the pressure as well as the temperature of the tires. Now at last, let's install the sun visor or the sun hood so that this screen is clearly visible under direct sunlight. And the screen is properly fitted, connected. Now it's time to test it out. Just like the C5, this one also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wireless. So you can always use your navigation, music controls and other Apple CarPlay Android Auto features on this screen. The touch is very responsive and this green light keeps on blinking, showing that the dash cams are recording in the background. You can anytime switch to the dash cam view and see the front camera and the rear camera what they are recording. But it might be a distraction, so I would suggest either keep it on navigation or music controls, or there is one more view for the C5 Pro. Because it has GPS, now it gets this dashboard where it shows you your speed in the center. On the left hand side you get the TPMS data, that is the tire pressure from the front and the rear as well as their temperatures, and on the right hand side you have the compass, and you also see the altitude at which you are riding on. All this because of the TPMS and the GPS. So now you can easily switch between your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay or this digital dashboard view. The choice is completely yours. Although with the cameras and everything, it makes it slightly less portable, but I like the C5 Pro over the C5 because of its additional features, specifically the GPS and the TPMS system. In fact, you can set a lower limit and a higher limit for your tire pressure, and whenever your tire pressure moves beyond those limits, it will give you an alert. Now let's also check the dashcam recording quality in the daytime as well as the night time. If you look closely at the bottom of the screen, while recording, it does record the date time as well as the GPS coordinates, elevation and the speed of your vehicle. So all these details are getting recorded while the dashcam cameras are recording, and it does record the sound as well. So you have all types of evidence with you on this dashcam recording. The night recording might not look clear, especially for the rear camera, because it was rainy time and the camera was all dirty while we were recording it. And that is how you can install an Aoocci C5 Pro on your motorcycle. If you have a scrambler, the system of installation will be the same. But if you have any other bike, you'll have to see how it has to be installed. The only difference between C5 and C5 Pro is that first of all, it is no more portable because of the cameras and TPMS. Secondly, this one is a Pro model. That means you do get cameras and TPMS. And this one will cost you 12,500 using our special coupon code, that is Rev Explorer 22, to get 22% discount while purchasing this Aoocci C5 Pro. And if you do not want TPMS and the cameras plus the GPS, then you can have this screen just for 9,200 rupees, which is called as Aoocci C5. It will only have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and that will be it. Well, that is it from our end. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends whosoever own a motorcycle and go for long rides. This is a good add-on for your motorcycle plus a safety feature with the dash cams installed. Well, there is a 6-inch variant also available, which is called as C6. Let's hope to do that review soon. Till that time, stay subscribed to our channel by clicking on that red button and ringing that bell. And you can also follow us on Instagram, where you can ask all your queries.